Hi guys, Yael and I are about to go on a 2 days hiking in the Tsin Desert. As with all great hikes, we are starting at a gas station. We even have a McDonald's here, as well as Aroma, which is the Israeli Starbucks. It has been years since I did it. A proper trek with all the equipment, sleeping in nature. And because we are old, our combined age is almost 80. And because we haven't done it in a long time, we will walk about 12 kilometers today and tomorrow about the same, not too much. It is now the middle of October, which is the beginning of the hiking season. The end of the season is actually better after the rain, when there is water in the cisterns. But the desert is always beautiful. And the main thing is that it is not summer. It is now about 25 degrees, which is much better than the 35 degrees we had 2-3 weeks ago. I haven't made a lot of hiking videos, but there is an idea that I've been thinking about. I'm just not sure if it is a good one, so I will test it out in this video, and then you can let me know what you think. On my channel, I want to show you how Israel really is. Not only the highlights, not only color-graded photos of beautiful places. So I was thinking that instead of only showing you the nice places, I will set a timer for an hour from now, and every hour, doesn't matter where we are, I will show you, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds or 30 seconds of what we can see. So you will get a better idea of this hike. I'm afraid this might be a good idea in theory, but a boring one in practice. But we will see. If you will stop watching, then YouTube analytics will show me, so I'm watching you. From Ovda, where we started, we are now heading to Ein Akev or Upper Ein Akev. Ein means that there is water, but often, as in the case here, only enough water to support vegetation. So it is green, but there is no spring to be found. I won't explain too much about where we are, but there is one thing that is important to understand about the landscape we are walking in. The name of this valley in Hebrew is Nahal Tzin, which means Tzin River. Now, I guess for most of you, when you think of rivers, you think of water. And here, as you can see, there is no water. This river flows on average only 4 times a year when it rains. And by the way, you don't want to find yourself in the river when there are flash floods. It's really dangerous. Now, anyway, you can see that water created this huge valley, and it doesn't really make sense. If it rained so little here, how did this water create such a huge valley? I will explain it here in the sand. Here is the Mediterranean Sea, and here are the mountains of Edom, which are today located in Jordan. For millions of years, the water from the mountains ran west to the sea, creating these valleys. Nothing special, everybody was happy. And then 20 million years ago, the Great Rift Valley started to be created and made this huge valley, where today we have the Jordan River, the Sea of Galilee, and the Dead Sea. The Great Rift Valley is much lower than the Mediterranean Sea. The Sea of Galilee is 200 meters below sea level, and here in the Dead Sea area, it is 400 meters below sea level. So the water here in the land of Israel started to run backwards to the east, to the new lowest point. And this is how we ended up with these huge and beautiful wadis. Tzin is the second biggest, and Faran Wadi, which is south from here, is the biggest in the Negev desert. I think this is the first time I've talked about geology in this channel. Interesting. Let's continue. Now we're heading towards Ein Akev, where there is actually water and people. We are lucky to have the place to ourselves. This is why I became a tour guide. Many people visit Israel to see the Holy Land and the holy sites, but me personally, I feel the connection to the divine here more than any other place. I can't feel spiritual when there are thousands of people next to me, and here with this view, there is a very deep connection between Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and the desert. You can read about it, or even better, come here and experience it for yourself. Sleeping in a tent always brings me back to the time I lived in a tent in Haifa when I was studying to be a tour guide. This channel actually has a lot to do with the time I lived in a tent because I filmed it all and a friend made a movie about it, which by the way was shown at Doc Aviv Festival, which is a documentary festival in Tel Aviv. And through this experience I got into wanting to make videos I've uploaded the full video to my channel, and I will leave a link to it below. Now, one of the differences between a regular human being and a tour guide is the ability to find water. You can only see desert here. You can only see dry land. But I can feel that there is water in this area. My friend and neighbor Yanir does water dropping for travelers in the desert. He is an expert for the Israel National Trail, the trail that crosses Israel from Dan to Eilat, and he sent me a WhatsApp message telling me the location of the water. We are walking in Tzin Vadi, and somewhere along the way we will turn left into Vadi Daroch. I don't expect we will see anyone else out here today. There is no water, and it is not a circular trail that you can do in one day, unless you have a jeep. From here we will walk to Vadi Chatzatz and then back to the road. We have here the ibex with us, and we will stop for a Pakal Cafe. If you have watched my videos, you know what Pakal Cafe is. One of the most Israeli things. לא, היה גם עוד איזה משהו שרציתי להגיד. And if you have seen Forrest Gump, and I know you have, you will know that socks are very important. Just look at my beautiful Moshe Dayan King David socks. Available now on my website. It is really windy here, but I just want to show you this. Somebody wrote here in Hebrew with stones, Atinasili, will you marry me? I wonder what she said. Here we finish our 2-day hike. Don't plan a hike here with this video. Not because I don't want you to come, but because I don't know this area well enough to send tourists to it. It is safe, but you really need to know what you are doing. If you are not used to the climate, if you happen to get very hot days, if you don't carry enough water, if you take the wrong trail, things can get very dangerous very quickly. I've said it before, the biggest fear tourists have when traveling in Israel is terror attack. The biggest fear we Israelis have when traveling is getting stuck in the desert with no water. If you want to hike, then I can recommend Walkabout Love. They organize long hikes that you can join for a couple of days or weeks, and they carry all your gear to the evening camp, so you don't need to carry all your equipment with you. It's a very comfortable way of doing it. If you don't want to sleep in a tent, there is a good in-to-in service run by my friend Erez. He organizes everything. You get all the logistic and information you need, and you walk by yourself from one B&B to the next. I will leave all the links below. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next week. Yalla bye.